Hi, Michelle. How are you? Anybody else on there with us? There's two of you on there. I will give it a minute. I'll get my glue ready and everything else ready. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Linda. You're all signing in there. Yes, we have biscotti. And actually, Jeff is going to be up this weekend, and he's going to make other ones as well. So we have cranberry almond, mocha toffee, and peanut butter chocolate. So 3 goodies. Hi, Kathy. So later tonight, after I'm done all this, my room is echoey because it's still not set up. I have, I've got my Winnie the Pooh charms in and my other ones, so I can put together some Winnie the Pooh. These are some Eeyores in here. So that's the plan after the live. Hi, Darlene, how are you? So I think there is one more of these kits left in the store. I'm going to open my window. I have the air on, but it was pouring rain here. And then hopefully Scruff will sit on the window. The window edges in this house are quite wide. Hi, Erin. Yeah, so sorry, I was going to start this at 7, but I'm still trying to figure out my my timing, you know, get home, get dinner. Now, today is my day off, but I went down to Buffalo to pick up. So I was tied up with that and got home, rushed around, got dinner made, and Dan was picking up a load in the storage to bring here. So he was running a little late. So it's like, oh my gosh, okay, we better make it 7:30. So I know in future 7 o'clock isn't going to work unless it's on the weekend. These ones are Tigger. So there's Tigger, Eeyore, Piglet. My Piglet, I think I already had Piglet somewhere. So anyway, yeah, so I'll put these together and then keep an eye because I'll post them. Oh, here's Piglet. So cute. Because they disappeared within 15 minutes the last time I made them. So I'm also doing some Alice in Wonderland ones. Hi, Judy. There are 19 of you with me already tonight. This move it's great, but it's exhausting. My body still hurts. Dan's body still hurts. These are little piglets. They're so flippin' cute. Look at little piglets in there. So I'll have the 3 different ones, Eeyore, Tigger, and Piglet. So there'll be 3 different styles to pick from. So for those of you that want to see how this goes together, I'm going to just do a flip through. It is stunning. It really is. You know, it's hard to tell from here. There we go. So this is your top page, and then it opens up, you know, and you've got little flips and stuff along the edges. Now, you can put photos like hanging over the edge on this side and one over the edge on this side, or one down here. Like, there are ways to add photos in here, so don't be worried about that. Plus, you have these little flips where you can add photos as well. You know, like here, you can add a photo again in the corner here. So it's beautiful. I just love it. So what I wanted to show you tonight, mostly, I'm not going to make this right through from scratch. I wanted to show you how it assembles, because I personally was a little confused about how it all goes together. So a little tuck-in spot there, and then here as well. And then there's that thing on the back. So I did give you the full instructions from from Graphic 45. Now, we did not use the washi tape. I didn't like the look of it. Certainly you can use any washi tape you have. It wasn't charged in the kit, so it is crossed off, and then you got a half a pack of the artist trading tags instead of a full pack to keep the price down again for you. And then of course you've got your tags and frames, you've got your sticker sheet and your tags, and then your 12 by 12 paper. Now this album is actually, I want to get this 12 by 12 paper out. There we go. Oh, I should mention as well, you also got a sheet like this. If it wasn't in your kit, let me know. Yes, Shelley, they are gorgeous, aren't they? The little guys. So you should have this. It's a cutting guide to tell you exactly how to cut all of your papers. So yeah, so the album really is 8 by 8, and you could probably use an 8 by 8 album. I'm actually, when I assemble this other one to show you, once it's assembled, I think I'm going to use an 8 by 8 beach album. Just trying to find my ruler here. If I can see. Oops, I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. And yes, so it's 8 by 8. So you can get away with using like a full sheet of the 8 by 8 paper instead of the 12 by 12 collection, but you wouldn't get, the larger pieces to add in wherever they are. Some of the larger tags and 3 by 4s, you wouldn't have those. So it would be a little different. Same with this. You wouldn't have these larger pieces that you could put in there. So in your, oh yeah, and of course you got your tunnel album in your pack as well. So this is what it looks like. So what you need to do in order to put this together is you want to pop all those center pieces out. Yes, I went to Buffalo today and I picked up, so we've got some amazing things for the auction this weekend, folks. The auction will be Monday night. You don't want to miss it, because we got lots of goodies. Okay, and then you've got your back page. So now, this is what you have. And then you've got your back page. So it goes together like this. So this one here is added separately on the top of on the top of here. So you're going to put your paper on this one, and then you're going to glue this on top after. So you don't need to worry about hinging that one. Now the way the hinges work on this, you have 2, 4, you have 6 sheets in here. Okay, so your first page and your back page, you've got three big hinges. You've got smaller hinges, which I'll show you what they're for. But the 3 big ones, you've got 3 different widths in the center. And this is where I got screwed up. I started cutting things because I'm like, well, that's not right. Why are they different? Hello, Heather. Read the full instructions and then you'll understand. So you have 3 widths. So this would be your back one. Then the narrower width is the next one. And then the really thin width is the one after that. So what happens is, like I said, your top page and your back page would have the widest hinge. Okay? Then the next page at the back, whoops, I'm trying to move this up a bit so you can see what I'm doing. The next page at the back and the next page at the front would be the next width. Excuse me. The 2 center ones then would be the very narrow width. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm going to put them together so you can see. When you're following the instructions, the instruction sheet, what they have done is they build this one up And then before they do these two, they put the hinge in, these two, they put the hinge in, and so forth. So you just have to, you can even number them to follow the instructions, because it sometimes gets a little confusing. So page 1 is the front, page 2 is the sorry, just trying to find. This is page 1 is your front. I'm just looking through these instructions, how they have done it. Page 2 is when they're explaining it in here. This is page 1, this is page 2. Then when they assemble it, they're telling you, you know, take page 1 and page 6 and page blah blah and so forth. Just find it here so you'll know what I'm talking about. Page 5, page 6. Okay, so they're saying, you know, connect pages 3 and 6, connect pages 2 and 7, connect pages 4 and 5. So, you know, but when you're working on it, this is 1, this is 2, and so on. To put the hinges, though, we are taking the front and the back page first. So you want to take this hinge. Oh, I'm losing people already. Everybody's bored with what I'm doing. Boo-hoo. So we want to make sure that you've got that crease. Now you can buy just the tunnel albums on their own and create your own. I love the tunnel album. It's just so cool. Now I want to fold these both ways, because then I know that the album is going to move freely. Okay? Don't leave me, anybody. Everybody. Okay, so what's going to happen, that's my top page, right? We're not counting this one, because this one will get attached separately after. So that's my page 1, and this is my back page. So I'm going to join them together. Now, I always cut these on an angle. Just trim a little bit off, just because I don't like them showing it all, the top and the bottom. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach them on the inside here. All right, so that's going to go on that side, and they do need to be on the inside like this, because then we're going to put the next one. You'll see as we go here. So let me get some glue on here. And is that the way I did it? Trying to remember. Yes. Doesn't really matter which way, but you want to line it up with the edge of your chipboard. Okay? Whoops, except you also want it to be lined up top and bottom. So I'll try that again. Look, at somebody else has left me. You guys. Okay, so I've got that piece joined on there. And then really burnish it well. Okay, and then we want to do this. It's going to be one of those nights. I feel like it's been forever since I've been on, and I've got to get back into the regular routine. So basically the plan is that I'm not, I don't want to say I'm available, but I'm not at the store on Tuesday and Wednesday, or Monday, because Diana's at the store on Monday. So I'm lining that one up on that side. So I should be able to get back into some kind of a routine. You know, we knew about having to move back in January. Yes, you can. The reason, when we tape, the reason for taping, Carolyn, is more that you can move it and shift it. It gives you that little bit of time to do that. Whereas just with the glue only, you saw it tends to stick really quickly. So yes, most definitely you can use both. You can even, if you wanted, is to, you know, reinforce just through the center with Tyvek so that it is extra strong. You don't want to come right to the edges with Tyvek because you do see, you know, a little bit of the album pages inside there. So that's the front and the back page. All right, then I'm going to go with the next size down, and again I'm going to give it a good crease. And it's cool that you get two different albums in here, so I did want to show you as well. You know, it's not going to be a super long video tonight. The end of the month I'm doing a card class, and the whole thing will be done live on here, so that'll be fun. And then I've got a couple of folios, a couple of card kits, a couple of folios that I'm working on. Betty is doing a card class on the 23rd in the store, and I will be doing one at the end of the month in the store. Okay, so going back to my remaining 4 pages, I'm taking the next one off the top and this one off the bottom. So those are my next 2 that I'm going to glue down on here. So I'll get my glue on. Oh, Judy, it is. You know, it was so stressful. It wasn't a pleasant situation that we moved out of. So we were under a lot of stress since January until we moved, May 1st. I was having anxiety attacks. I was freaking out. It just wasn't nice. And so having to pack again, you know, with not even being there a year, was also stressing me out. So we're both still recovering big time. You know, poor Dan he's just exhausted. He did all the move himself, and he thinks he's some kind of a muscle man, and he does ridiculous things sometimes. I get mad at him. But, you know, we're here for at least a year, and then there will be one more move in our life. We may be here for a year or a little bit longer, but we're going to be owning a, whoops, glue on the wrong, oh no I didn't, a modular home. So that is going to be nice when we're all said and done, and that will be the last move. That will be it. But the cats are loving this place. They, first couple of days, oh, I felt so bad for them. They were curled up together in the closet, but now they're back to normal. Okay, so that's my middle 2. So now you can see what happens is once all your paper's on there, once all your paper's on all of them, then what happens is this one is down, and then this one you line up centered and glue that one down. And this is where I would use tape, Carolyn, because that will allow you to move it a little bit to be sure that you're centered properly. It'll give you that time to move it. Okay, so now I've got those 2. So the last one is the 2 middle pieces. And for that one, you've got a really narrow piece here. So again, let me trim those off. Have you guys been participating in, oh my gosh, I'm down to 7 of you now. No, sorry, no, I'm up, back up again. It's up and down. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the modular. They are beautiful. They really are nice. Okay, so these are these 2 pages. So I want to glue that one down there. You know what? I want to bend these the other way too. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining. I'm feeling like nobody loves me anymore. Or did you ever? Did you guys ever love me? There we go. And if you didn't get a chance to watch Diana's video, I think we have a couple of kits left of hers that we put together, so you could follow her on the Facebook Live and you know, see what she's done. It's so interesting because I've got these big windows and I could see all kinds of stuff going on out on the street. Not used to being in a neighborhood. You know, Mount Forest, we were on acres and acres of land, and the house before that, we had 2 acres in the country. So it's been many, many years. So I'm looking out the window and I see things going on, and there's a big orange tabby across the road. I'll tell you something, the screens, you know how sometimes they don't put them in properly? Well, oh, thanks, Michelle. Oh, it's going to be up here in Norwich. It's actually going to be on my sister's property. So that was the plan, to start, you know, moving ourselves up in this direction. So the other day, so the screens weren't locked in properly. It was windy. I was lying down and I got up, and lo and behold, the screen in my craft room is completely out. It's popped out. And it's right where the overhang is from the roof. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, knowing Scruff, he's out there somewhere. So I'm calling him and calling him and calling him, and he's not answering. I go downstairs, you know, surefire way to get him is to shake that treat box bag. So I'm shaking it and shaking it, still no Scruff. So I go outside, because I thought, okay, he's outside, bring the treat bag, shake it outside. So I'm shaking it. This big orange tabby, super fat tabby, comes running across like, oh, you're our new neighbor. Thank you. You're going to give me some treats. And I'm like, not you. But it was so funny. I guess that's how they get his attention as well. Shake the treat bag. Okay. So now, so there's the first one, the widest one, then the middle one, and then this one. And that's all there is to putting that together. So then you are just gluing this part, right? Remember I said that? So first thing is, you are going to glue this one in place, like that. And then we're going to glue this one in place. Okay? So the instructions are pretty straightforward. Now, what I will tell you, let me just see here. So this paper on, no, paper on the front is that one. I just want to show you something. I can explain it. I'll find that one. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of their paper. I'm a sick person, aren't I? You love the smell of paper? I can always tell Graphic 45 paper by the smell. Okay. Yes, that's the one. So on this, so all of your papers are cut 8 by 8, so they fit on here. Now, when you cut this one, so there's your 8 by 8 paper. I don't want to cut into that. Let me find another piece of paper I can cut into and show you. Bear with me. I'm just going to find a piece of paper somewhere. I don't have any paper. Yes, I do. I'm just going to take a blank piece of paper. What the heck is that? That's not what I want. Okay, so let's just take a blank piece of paper. Pretend this is my colored paper here. Oh, sorry. Still in pain. Less pain, but still in pain. So what you do is for each of the papers when you're cutting them. Oh, look, there's my little ruler. Move that out. So I'm going to cut this 8 by 8. Oh, 8 by 8. Okay? And then once you have that cut to 8 by 8, on your top one, you need to cut the center out. And so the width on this one is 1 inch all the way around. So I don't know, you know, you can measure it. You can measure it out and mark it with pencil. That's one way to do it. I don't know about it anymore. So, but what I do is I always use my paper trimmer. So I know the paper is 8 inches. Oops. So I start my blade at the 7-inch mark and I go up to the 1-inch mark. Okay? Flip it. There's the 1 inch. So line it up on the 1 inch. Start it at the 1 inch. Go down to the 7-inch. And I always like leave a little bit not cut so that I don't overcut. I've learned that the hard way. Okay, and then again lining up the 1 inch. Starting at the 7, up to the 1, and then the 1 inch, oops, and down to the 7. Okay? So then all you need to do is just snip those little pieces like that. So I'm just giving you all the tips, but I'm not going to actually assemble because, like I said, you just follow those instructions and you will not have an issue with it, I promise. The worst part is just figuring out how to do that tunnel. Whoops, and what did I do with the piece? I don't want that piece, I want this piece. So you see how that fits right on there? Okay? So that's on your first page. Now on your second page, this should be, I think, 1.5. Oh my gosh, I got beads rolling all over the place here. This is 1.5. So when you cut it on your trimmer, you're gonna leave a 1.5 inch, and then you've got 2 inch, you've got 2.5, and 3. All right. So then you cut them all down like that. And that's all there is really to doing this one. So again, you know, you've got all those pieces cut. Now when I did this, I didn't ink my edges. I normally do, but I was in a hurry to get this done. And I didn't do that. A bad girl. I'm a bad girl. And then we've got a little tag there. And again, there. The pages are just gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Now, so that's that album. What you have left now is another one of the full sheets. You've got this one, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you had these lined up, they should all have the same distance, which I believe is a 1/2 inch. So it is a 1/2 inch. So what you can do, you can have an album like this, and you can take the paper you know how there's always a paper with the main focal point on it. Maybe there isn't one. Yes. So, no, that's not going to work. I'm just thinking if the paper is let's say it's a Minte paper. Maybe you want to do a Minte, well, move that out of the way. If you had a Minte paper, you know how it's got that seam right on the front of it? Let's see. Bear with me here. Let's see if I can find one. And what I'm thinking of. Oh, you know what? I know there is one in the Wizard of Oz. Oh. I'm having trouble getting up and down off my chair. So, for instance, in this one, I know that there is a focal sheet. See this one? So what you can do, I think this is how this would work, is centering what you want centered. You would then cut it and layer it. So you would cut 8 by 8, trim the 1/2 inch. I'm trying to think how that would work. I'll have to play around with it. So I'm thinking just if you want like a main picture on there, you can do it. You would just have to cut down each layer. So you would want just the first layer, but you don't want to cover the whole paper. So what I would do is I would cover all my papers first, figure out where I want my hinges. And then I would take this paper and start to cut it down so that you're seeing the layers. I would figure out where I want the center to be, maybe there. That would maybe be the 8 by 8 so that it's got this part. I'll do it up and then I will show you. So you can, with this one, you've got your hinges here. So you can hinge, or you can make more hinges. So you can hinge this way, right? And then you would hinge the next one down. Whoops, here. And then you would do your next hinge here. Following? And then your next hinge, and these are all in your kit, would be here. Centered. And then this little piece just goes right on the top. So then what you have is you would be flipping, 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 but I would cover this with a solid piece and then I would take this and I would cut it down. So it's only 5 after 8. Let me see if I can make that work and how I would make it work. Because sometimes I think of some of these things and then, you know, the reality is it's not going to work, Heather. So I want to go 8 inches. So let me take first 2 inches off of this side. I don't want that banner part up there. Oh, crap. And Heather cut through the wrong part. So we're changing it now. I wanted to keep that. I'm still trying to get used to this blade. You know what? Let's do this one. And I was looking where the blade was and not paying attention to actually where I was cutting. Dumb move. Okay. I think we'll do this one. That way. And we'll go 8 inches this way. Oops. And then take this piece off first. Okay, and now I'll go to the 10 inch, but I think I want more of the yellow brick road. So if I go 8 inch that way, no. So let's go, I'm going to do it again. 10-inch. I'm going to see where that's going to cut. Right there. So I need it to be 8 inches. So I'm going to lose a lot of that yellow brick road anyway. Okay, so now I need to cut a 1/2 inch on the inside. Am I making sense? I sure hope I am. So I'm going to go a 1/2 inch on the inside. 1/2 inch. I'm going to the 7.5 mark. 1/2 inch. 7.5 mark. 1/2 inch. 7.5 mark. And a 1/2 inch. Okay? So this part, let me do all the pieces first, and then we'll go from there. I need a smaller pair of scissors. I don't like the tip of these ones. There we go. Okay. Swing this arm back in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to snip those corners. You know what, it would be better if I had my... I want to not waste the inside paper as well, because I'm going to do it again, another 1/2 inch. Do you guys know where I'm going with this? Yes, if I had my fingertip knife right here, it would be so much easier. Okay. So now that that is done, this piece, so I'd have some plain paper on here. And then do you know what? That was too big. This piece could go, this could go on the back. And then the next piece on top. So let me do that. I'm not 100% sure this is going to work, but I think it will. I think it will. I think it's going to look awesome. So now we're going to go to the, oops, I do need to swing that out a bit. So I'm going to do, now I'm at the 7-inch, no, 6.5. So again, I want to do a 1/2 inch, 6.5, oops, a 1/2 inch, 6.5, a 1/2 inch. So you know how gorgeous the Minted papers are, how nice that would be to do this idea with that. Okay, so now again, I'm going to clip that one. Yeah, I think it's going to look neat. Obviously, you've got to get those tabs down first so they don't interfere. And if you're doing this, use your fingertip knife to cut off those little corners. Not what I'm doing right now, but I have boxes all around me. Dan just put the drawers in my counters here. All right, so now I've got this one. Is that the way it goes? Yeah. So we've got that back one, Then we've got this one. Okay. Now we're down to 6 inch. So we have to go to the 5.5. 5.5. Oops. There we go. 5.5. 5.5. Do you know what? I think I should have started. Whoops. I think I should have started with an 8.5 inch piece. Because I might not have enough to do all of the pages. 5.5. So an 8.5 inch piece probably would have worked better, but let's see. So again, snipping those edges. There we go. Okay, so that's the next one, which is this one. Yes, I'll show you when they're all done. Okay, so this should be a 5 inch now. So now we're going down to 4.5. And again, we're doing that 1/2 inch, 4.5, 1/2 inch, 4.5, 1/2 inch, 4.5, 1/2 inch. Oops, I missed one side. 4.5, 1/2 inch. Okay. So I'll put this one at the store as well. I'll finish it up, and yeah, I went over one side twice and ended up with this nonsense. There we go. Easier to see on this side. Right there. There we go. So then this one is going like that. I think it goes that way. Yes. And then now we should be at 4 inch, so we want to go 3.5 and 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and 3.5. Now you don't have to do it like this. I mean, you could just paper your book any way you want. Well, got a little far over on the edges here, but it's not going to show once it's completed. There we go. So that would be that one. And then that's the top one. Yeah, I still need to do one more. So it's 3 inch, so 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. And 2.5. There we go. And now, you know, now that I know this is working, this is a pretty boring picture, so I might not end up using this one after all that. I may go back and use that original one that I had. I'll have to just get another sheet at the store because this does work out. But sometimes you know, you just have to, that looks wider than 1/2 inch. 2.5. There we go. That measurement was off a bit. But you get the idea. At least I can show you what it's going to look like. So actually 8 by 8 inch square does work out. Whoops. This is going to go on here. Okay. So what I've ended up with, ladies, is quite cool. Okay. So it's all, that whole scene is all layered here. So here's my, I would call this the back page. And that will get laid on top of, we have a solid chipboard. Oh, that is my solid. Just thinking how this one could work. That one, not sure now. However, let's look at the other pieces. So we have that one. Then this would go on top of that one. What do you think? Then this is going to go on top of that one. And again, I'm going to have hinges here, so it'll hinge up that way. That's going to go on top of that one. So you see how my picture is? That one's going to go on top of that one. Not sure what to do or how to do this. Because on our other book, right, on this one, yeah, it's not going to, I don't think that piece is going to work with this. Unless you would almost have to hinge. Well, I guess you could. You could still hinge. I'm just thinking out loud. So you would have to hinge and just cut a, you know, if you don't have enough hinges in your pack, just cut a few more hinges, you know. So what you would want to do then is to hinge this piece to this piece. So I would go this way and hinge it. To think about this one, how that would work. That would work that way. Then you would just flip it. Maybe not. I don't think this one is going to work with it. This outside one. It does with the other one, but I don't think it's going to work with this one. Not for this idea anyway. So what you would have then is actually you would be starting with a smaller piece. So yeah, so you'll have this fun layer, right, on each one. So this piece here, I think would be, yeah, so you're starting with 7 by 7 instead of 8 by 8. Now, you know, if you could think of a way you want to put this on, then by all means do that. Unless it went on the top, but then it's kind of doing this effect. If you put it on the top, oh, you know what? You could. No. I'll have to think about that, but I don't think this one will work. So then what I would do is, with this being on the outside edge, I would cover this with paper. And then so I could probably still use this if I'm going 7 by 7. Maybe not that part, but maybe this part. So then what you want to do is in your background, you would have this, and then you would have this on the edge. So you're not going to see this until you flip the book open. What do you think? That works. So, you know, if you didn't want to do this idea, but I like the idea of having it that dimensional look to it, you could, there are a number of ways to do this. You can layer them like this, right? And again, maybe, I'm bound and determined I want to use this piece in here, but I don't think it'll work. Yeah. Doesn't work that way. So if you went down this way, you could still do that same idea, but you're going to be piecing. You're going to cut this out, this out, this out. So it's not going to quite work the same, but you would still have a cool effect. So you can just go like this. You could turn it this way, have a book that opens up this way. You can have them all flap from the top, centered like that, and have something cascading down like this, or you can do it where they're all centered. And I kind of like that way, but you know, and then put a picture. Maybe I would put Dorothy on the top of there. So I'm going to play around with this one. I'll finish it up and then I will I'll post some pictures of it. So that's everything I have to show you. I think you guys are good to create that on your own. If you have any problems at all, let me know. Send me an email, but it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to just do another flip slowly so you guys can see what each page looks like. So when you're creating, I'm going to put something behind here. Let's use a blank piece of paper so you can see. Okay, so this is your front page. You've got stickers, and I did use some Sniffy on the back of it to remove the stickiness. You've got chipboard, and then you've got die cuts here. I had used my big chair die cut on another thing I was doing, so I ended up cutting this off the paper. Then you've got this side here, so you've got the green paper, more stickers. That is a cut apart, die cuts, and then this piece flips open. Now I will cover this with paper because I don't like the way that is showing. This side here, okay, you've got birdhouse, that's a sticker, a tag with some paper on it. And this is part of the trim on there. On the back of that page, we've got some of the trim. We've got another little piece that flips open. Chipboards, stickers. This one here has got chipboard. This is a cut apart chipboard. Sticker popped. One of the frames. And then you've got little boots on here. This slides in and out. Okay? On the back of that one, oops, we've got this page here. That's a cut apart, sticker sheet, chipboard, cut apart, and a tag again. And then a little butterfly. And that sticker came off. I usually put liquid glue on the back of my stickers just because I want them to stay there forever, and one of them just came off and I think I'm trying to figure out where it was. So this page here, we've got a frame with some paper in there. There's a little sticker. This is part of the trim paper, sticker, chipboard, stickers, chipboard frame, and another Friends Are Flowers there. On the back of this one, we've got a chipboard frame, another part of the trim, chipboard. This is one of the cut aparts. That just pops. Okay. And then on this side, we've got this little tag that gets tucked into this chipboard piece. There's a sticker here, chipboard frame. This is a cut apart. And then this back page here, some more of the trim across the top. This is a sticker, chipboard. We've got, this is a cut apart. And then we have this piece here. This opens like that. So this is a cut apart and then a chipboard. And then your final page here has got the two bigger frames with this paper. There's a trim along there. This is one of the cut apart on the cut apart sheet. Chipboard. And then on the back, you've got this sticker here. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Everything I have to show you. That's it, everybody. So I will see you later in the week. I will have Trying to think what I have new. Yes, there will be a live on Sunday night, and then, thanks Deb, and then on Monday will be the auction again. So yeah, if you are wanting this kit, I believe there is, excuse me, one more in the store, and you're getting 2 albums in there, and then you do still have stuff, lots of stuff left over to make some cards with from there. Okay? So have a good night, everybody, and I will talk to you later in the week. Take care.